Welcome, bienvenue, Jalasi. Thank you, Chancellor Lowen, Chancellor McCain, Board Chair Outerbridge, and distinguished guests. C'est un grand plaisir de vous accueillir ici en tant que 15e recteur, Vice-Chancellor de cette merveilleuse université. What an honor and a privilege it is to be able to welcome you today as Mount Allison's 15th President and Vice-Chancellor. Premier McLaughlin, thank you for taking time and for your mentorship and inspiration, and for some lovely memories. Thank you. To my brother Donald, thank you for being here and for showing me the path of education. I'll try not to be emotional. Now, when you step up to the podium in this role, it's customary to say something like, I've got big shoes to fill. But in Mount Allison's case, we have about 180 years behind us. So, for me, I feel like I have to fill 14 pairs of shoes as I build on what presidents have created who came before me. Luckily, I'm a bit of an expert when it comes to shoes. This is a challenge I'm ready for. Being a university president is a tremendous responsibility. It is an opportunity to create a space where people can discover and develop their passions and talents, where they can begin to think about what impact they might have on the world as they acquire the skills and the abilities to help achieve those goals. C'est une grande responsabilité de créer les conditions où nos étudiants peuvent se préparer pour le reste de leur vie. Mais quel défi incroyable. Now, you may have noticed Mary Pratt's wonderful painting, Jelly Shelf, here and there today and on the screen behind me. Mary is one of our alumni, class of 1957, and one of Canada's distinguished painters, whom we lost in August of this year. I have taken inspiration from Mary, and I wanted her work to be part of this event today. I've taken inspiration from the theme. I'm drawn to this painting for many different reasons, and I would like to thank Mary's family for allowing me to use it here today. It is a visually stunning painting, and one of the things that makes this painting so amazing is the way the light shines through the glass. Mary Pratt was a master of the elusive art of capturing light on canvas and creating light in her paintings. Universities should strive for the same, igniting ingenuity, enlightening knowledge, illuminating beauty. One of the best properties of light is that it is nearly impossible to contain. Where it exists, it illuminates the dark. Where universities exist, they should be the light of their communities, their regions, and the wider world. You'll be seeing more of the Jelly Shelf later today, I promise. Universities matter because they provide a place where people are encouraged to try and allowed to fail and encouraged to try again. Universities matter because they provide a place where ideas can grow and be shaped into concepts that become successively better. Universities matter because they provide a place where a multiplicity of ways of knowing can exist and where change makers are created each and every day. Universities matter because they build communities and they help change lives. J'ai grandi dans une grande famille acadienne. Je suis un de 9 enfants, 2 garçons et 7 filles, comme tu as compris tantôt. J'ai appris très jeune, si tu veux accomplir quelque chose, souvent, il faut mieux que tu le fasses toi-même. Mount Allison reminds me of my family. When you're one of 9, you learn to be pretty independent. You figure out how to do things yourself, but there's always someone there to help mentor you along the way. With my brother Donald on stage, and my sisters Diane, Mona, Marielle, Denise, Suzanne, Lise, in the audience here today, and my sister, Sonia, in Ottawa. They know what I'm talking about. My parents, Edouard and Evangeline, are also here today in the audience. They gave us, our family, the belief and support and the developmental tools to self-actualize and to know how to look out and care for others. Mount Allison is a little bit like this, I think. As a small university, if you want to get something done, chances are you're going to have to do it yourself. But the genius here is that everyone considers themselves part of a tight-knit community where we embody the German Gestalt principle, where the whole is much greater than the sum of its parts. Mount Allison has a long history of this kind of can-do attitude, where we are co-learners and co-creators. When a challenge arises, everyone comes together to meet it. Mount Allison is a large family. I will care for it as my own. One of the things that I admire about Mount Allison is that it finds ways to turn small into an advantage. In the social innovation and entrepreneurship world, we talk about scalable opportunity. Build it small, prove the concept, scale it big. Students want to come to Mount Allison because of the opportunities to work with our amazing faculty and to engage opportunities with research in their labs and in their community projects. The ability to live in and to contribute to a new kind of small town, Sackville, and the chance to build lifelong friendships. Parents want to send their students here because they know they won't get lost in the shuffle and they'll be welcomed and protected in our community. At a faculty and staff picnic in August of this year, I asked everyone to mind the importance of spaces between our buildings. The work that goes on in our buildings is obvious, but the connections that happen between a quick chat on campus, on your way to your office, to your classroom, a cup of coffee in the quad, a wave and a smile in passing, all contribute to making Mount Allison an extraordinary place to work, live, and thrive. Sometimes the best ideas come from what I like to call collisions of opportunity, and these often happen in the spaces in between. In July of this year, when I came to campus, I launched what I call my Discover Mount Allison listening tour, which also came with a t-shirt. That listening tour will come to an end at the end of this month. I want to share with you today 6 ideas that have reoccurred in the conversations over the course of the tour. I want to thank the community here today for their ongoing input that will help shape our collective vision forward. The 6. 1, program differentiation. Build flexible programs that meet the unique needs of students today and tomorrow that face rapidly changing career and job opportunities. Work across disciplinary lines to ignite new pathways. Imagine medical humanities, indigenous science, or music and the mind. 2, experiential education. Ensure that every Mount Allison student receives a unique hands-on experience outside of the classroom that is commensurate with their chosen degree program, and that also supports their lived experiences. For example, a chemistry student interning at a food tech company, a modern languages student with a work integrated learning fellowship working with a New Brunswick company in the Middle East. 3, space for learning. Invite students and faculty and staff into a new conversation about how we design the physical space for learning on our campus, how to explore the spaces in between. Think of a new learning commons with a video editing lab or a community design fabrication hub. 4, 21st century skills and competencies. Mount Allison liberal arts experience advances critical thinking, problem solving, and intellectual risk-taking. But it must also promise and promote 21st century job readiness skills that will allow our students to be successful at home and on the world stage. Skills include digital literacy, curation, data analytics, marketing and communications. 5, partnerships. Today, forward-looking universities also need smart partners. Like the MOU that we recently signed with the New Brunswick Community College, we need to extend and expand the family of partners that include other maritime, Atlantic, and Canadian higher education universities and colleges, while at the same time pursuing new strategic partners across all levels of government. And 6, social innovation. Mount Allison, like all universities, has a responsibility to educate, to realize the potential of our students so they find the best path forward. But we also have a responsibility to make our communities stronger and more resilient. I challenge this university to become a catalytic incubator for social innovation, doing good, lifting others, and building social enterprises. In sum, the benefits of these 6 ideas will help us recruit and retain more students, educate global citizens, and the change makers of tomorrow, while at the same time serving our region, province, and country very well. Indeed, we will have built a sustainable future. I want to thank you for giving me your confidence and trust as your 15th President and Vice-Chancellor. To my amazing life partner of 24 years, Dr. Irena Gamel. Thank you, Irena, for being my inspiration, light, and anchor. With our beautiful Allisonian family here today, we will be guided by Mary Pratt's magical light to transform the ordinary, to dream big, and to care for each other. Un gros merci. Thank you.